Imagine waking up tomorrow and looking out your window. Where there once was a blue, endless ocean, now there's only an empty, silent desert. The oceans cover 71% of our planet's surface. They're not just water, they're the beating heart of Earth. But what if, suddenly, all that water simply vanished? Welcome to Terminus Point. Today we're going to discover what would happen if the oceans evaporated suddenly. First, let's understand the scale of the disaster. The oceans contain approximately 1.3 billion cubic kilometers of water. If all of this evaporated instantly, chaos would be immediate. Thousands of ships, cargo vessels, oil tankers, cruise ships, plummet violently. There's no more water to support them. Ports around the world collapse. Oil platforms in the middle of the ocean fall hundreds of meters, exploding on impact. Cities like Rio de Janeiro, New York, Tokyo, and Sydney, which were once at the waterfront, are now on top of giant cliffs. The ocean floor, which was thousands of meters deep, is now the new ground level. But the real terror hasn't even started yet. The temperature becomes erratic almost immediately. The oceans work as a giant thermal regulator of the planet. They absorb heat during the day and release it at night. Without them, temperature variations become extreme. Deserts freeze at night, and during the day, the heat is unbearable. The entire global climate system collapses within hours. Now we get to the most terrifying part. The oxygen runs out. You probably think the oxygen we breathe comes from trees, right? Wrong. Between 50 and 80% of the oxygen in the atmosphere is produced by phytoplankton, microorganisms that live in the oceans. No oceans, no phytoplankton. No phytoplankton, no oxygen. Within days, the oxygen level in the atmosphere begins to drop. Breathing becomes difficult. Within weeks, most life on Earth simply suffocates. Animals collapse. Plants begin to die. Humans gasp for air that isn't there anymore. Do you know where rain comes from? From the evaporation of the oceans. Without oceans, the water cycle stops completely. There's no more rain. There's no more snow. Rivers and lakes dry up in months. The Amazon River, the Mississippi, the Nile, all gone. The entire Earth becomes a desert. More than 3 billion people depend on the ocean as their main source of protein. All marine life, from the smallest krill to the largest whales, from dolphins to coral reefs, dies instantly. But it doesn't stop there. Without oceans to regulate the climate, crops die. Agriculture collapses. Hunger spreads like wildfire. We're talking about a mass extinction bigger than the one that killed the dinosaurs. But let's imagine, just for a moment, that some humans managed to survive, perhaps in underground bunkers with oxygen and water reserves. What would they find when they emerged? An unrecognizable planet. The ocean floor is now exposed. And it's bizarre. Giant underwater mountain ranges, some bigger than the Himalayas, are now visible. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge, a mountain chain in the middle of the Atlantic, now cuts the world in half. Thousands of sunken ships are scattered like metal ghosts. The Titanic, Spanish galleons full of gold, World War II submarines, lost cities, like parts of Alexandria in Egypt or undiscovered underwater structures, are finally revealed. But mostly, salt, tons and tons of salt. When water evaporates, the salt stays behind. A layer of 60 meters of pure salt would cover the entire old ocean floor. A white, dead desert stretching as far as the eye can see. Without water, without a dense atmosphere, without life, Earth would begin to look like Mars. A dead planet, red, silent. The temperature would swing wildly. Dust storms would rage across the barren continents. And us? We would simply disappear. Fortunately, this is just a hypothetical scenario. The oceans won't evaporate suddenly. But this story teaches us something important. The oceans aren't just a lot of water. They're the reason we're alive. They produce our oxygen. They regulate our climate. They feed billions of people. They make Earth, Earth. So next time you see the ocean, remember, you're looking at the heart of our planet. And without it, we simply wouldn't exist. What did you think of this scenario? Leave in the comments what you want to see in the next What If. If you liked the video, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.